Welcome back to action from Africa Racing now. From the two-wheelers and quads, we make our way into the battlegrounds with the four-wheelers. All the cars and special vehicles making their way and getting ready to go now for action here at the Lichtenburg 200. Proudly brought to you, of course, by our associate sponsors, and great to have them here, and the support being shown on the sideline, not only for our sponsors and, of course, the local community, but, of course, also for our charitable aspect that comes in. And all of the charity and the money raised today going towards the NGK. Great effort there from everybody involved. Final preparation being done on these cars. Lady drivers and navigators as well as guys out there, which is good to see. Women in motorsport, a massive, massive push all around the world. Final adjustments being done to some of the cars as well, but let's catch up with some of the drivers.
Hi, good day. My name is John de Beer.
I'm Michael de Beer.
Driving Maverick X3 G22. Today would be our second race in the African Offroad races. Previous one was at Darbiesfontein. So we're a bit anxious, but looking forward to it.
Afternoon, my name is Ayaz Dada and this is my co-driver Mohammed Dada. We're from Botswana. Looking forward to doing our first race here in Lichtenburg. I'd like to thank all the organizers who made this event successful, and yeah, looking forward to it.
Hi, we're from Frederickfort, Paris area, and we're from Team Prinsloo, and we're driving a Ford Ranger. And it's a T16, and my navigator are my daughter, Nicole Prinsloo.
Time to bring the cars and special vehicles to the line. Giel Nel and Ben Janssen will be the first guys out on track in their special vehicle, running in Class P. Behind them is Class G, first of the categories there from the production class. We've just spoken to Jean and Michael. They're looking forward to going to battle out here, and nice to see them on board, courtesy of their GoPro. Showing you the kind of conditions they're going to have to deal with here. First part is right through the veld, and it's literally a Jeep track that's been cut through the veld. I'm going to make it a little bit easier for the car guys to see where to go, because there's been some bikes and quads through there already. Frank de Cruyff coming through there. That's Francois' dad with Dion Muns. And nice to see the two of them in a four-wheel vehicle. Frank used to be a lot more on a two-wheel kind of guy. Whew, no holding back there for Nico. He goes through there flat out. Johnny and Ethan John Walker in the Bushwalker, and then Johan Lloyd and Arnold Theron also pushing hard in P22, running in the special vehicles there for Class P. Class F1 in the production class, Willie and Cornelius, Peter and Natasha Reinicke in the side-by-side. It's a little top heavy, that one, but of course it's all balanced nicely, works well. One of our lady competitors out there as well in that one. Now we've got Johan Stein and Ronald Smith. P67, Fox-sponsored machine there. B31, also part and parcel of the special class. It's Tian Prinsloo and Dylan de Kock, Waldo and Peter Prince now. So just taking it easy through that first little whoop. There's a special little vehicle, certainly not a stock standard one. F4 in full flight, Rickus Prinsloo and Neoline Andre Vermeulen and Johan Ferry. C69, another special vehicle there in special class C. Single driver here in B99, John Boxhorn. Gideon Jacobs and Greg Hose making their way out now in G2 and looking good in that G category. Followed very closely there. Marty's had a tough day. Marty and Amanda now, two lady drivers, stepping off the quad and now straight into a side-by-side. A lot of work there. Ayaz and Mohammed Dada looking good in the Can-Am as they make their way out into the battlefield. Renaud de Villiers and Francois Kruger just taking it easy through that little loop section. Don't want to break the car right at the start. Mid-City Motors, their sponsor, looking good so far. Mark Dubel and Argon Maria hitting that. Oh, didn't even smell that little whoop there. Hatzog and Nicole Prinsloo now in the Ford. Oh, sounds good, that little Ford Ranger in full flight. And looking for a chance now for a win in Class T, and the only category, in fact, that's run there. Nicole Prinsloo and Hatzog Prinsloo now looking after Class T on their own. Gideon Nel and Rudy Hapst in the Nissan. Another Ford Ranger making its way is Tiens van Rensburg and Anton Fenter. Here's a different vehicle. Wow, completely different. Who would expect to see a Renault? But there you go, Gustav Aspelang and Dries van der Berg taking their Renault out onto the track and making a little off-road vehicle out of that. Not too shabby. Let's get into the good stuff now. Tian and Dylan being caught, you can see in the background there. Looks like the side-by-side getting a slightly better run through the river crossing. And Dada's right there with him, trying to find a way past. Not easy to pass in the car section because there's not a lot of road to play with. And have to try and find a section where you can just get a bit of a gap and find a way through. The same thing applies when it comes to the markers, as you can see on the sideline there, just warning the drivers that there is a section coming up that could potentially be a hazard. Or look out for rocks, look out for a jump, look out for a ditch. And look out for cars coming rear view as well. They don't run rear view mirrors, I don't think, on any of these vehicles except for maybe the Class T guys. But you'll hear the engines, that's for sure. They are very closely and evenly matched here as they come through the river crossing for the first time. So we've got some big battles in amongst the production class and the special class. You can see on those special cars, another way that you get to see how the suspension works so well, especially when you get up close and personal like this, as Johnny and Ethan John make their way through there in the Bushwalker. Watching the suspension work, independent suspension on every single wheel. I know when I chatted once to Alfie Cox when he was involved with the Dakar, he was saying to me that it works on a similar kind of vein to what you do on a motorcycle. If you get some airtime in these vehicles, you can just tap the brake and it brings it down, the nose down, or if you want to get a little bit more, you just accelerate and try and get a bit more airtime. So got to just play around with that. It's not quite the 4x4s that have got independent rear suspension and independent rear steering as well. These guys have only got front wheel steering, but you can see Frank de Kreef and Dion doing a great job to stand there. There you can see once again an example of how well those side-by-sides work. Now another special vehicle, smiley face on the front for Andre Vermeulen and Johan Fourie. River crossing done with ease. Maintaining good pace along the riverbank. Waldo and Peter now. It's a nice little run through there from them. I'm not going to get as muddy as what the quads do and what the two-wheelers do, but there's still going to be some dirt out there to negotiate. A bit of traffic to negotiate as well here for Tiens van Rensburg. Put one of the side-by-sides, but shouldn't be too much of an issue there for the bigger truck to find a way past. If you're on your own, you've got to navigate and do the driving, and that's exactly what John Boxhoorn is doing here. And he's looking for a chance for a win in Class B's if he can. Just got to keep it out of harm's way. And that's not easy to do when it starts to slip and slide. The Dadas are going at it though, that's for sure. They're not holding anything back here. It's a good run from them. And possibility of a top 5 here from them. Oh, lots of splash on that one. Probably the biggest splash we've had all day. Maybe other than that one that was right behind. And that of course is Mark Duval, who's now moving up into a possible win for Class G. So Mark and Argon doing a super job there for a possibility of the win in the Class G categories in the production class. Tiens van Rensburg, Anton Venter still maintaining a good pace around here, trying to close down on the back end of some of the other more stock standard vehicles like this one that Gideon Nell and Rudy Haps are driving. When I say stock standard, they look a little bit more standard than most of those special vehicles do. Nell and Haps are doing a good job there in the Nissan. Coming back into the pit lane area now for a quick refuel. Tinus Jacobs and Amor van Tonda. Yummy. Nothing like a bit of mud. That's the way to do it. And that mud continues all the way along the riverbank. Tinus and Amor just maintaining some good pace around here. That's always good to see too. And a very good possibility of finishing up in the top 2. I think they've moved into second place. We'll see you after the break here for some more action from the Lichtenburg 200.